Good, ladies and gents, welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. So let's get into this one. We had on the weekend just gone yesterday, we had another very anticipated fight that I was looking forward to, which was Madrimov versus Vergil Ortiz. Now, Vergil Ortiz is one of those fighters that you know what you're going to get from him. He's aggressive, he comes forward, he throws punches in bunches. He's very tidy, very neat with his work, very accurate with his punches, but overall, he is skilled, but he's an aggressive fighter, come forward fighter, and he's a guy that is must-see TV. And he's going up against Madrimov, and Madrimov, again, very good fighter, 300 wins as an amateur. And, he's a Uzbek guy, and he comes to fight also, but he's a little more sort of methodical in his approach, and he's a bit more of the boxer of the two, but he can get stuck in when he needs to. And last night, it was one of these where I would say Vergil Ortiz really come into his own in the sort of championship rounds. In the later rounds, Vergil Ortiz really had his way in his fight. He really sort of took over and began to really take it to Madrimov and show Madrimov who was boss. And the early part of the fight was a bit different, as you had Madrimov excessively moving about and making Ortiz miss at sometimes, and then landing his little 1-2 punches. He didn't land nothing of major significance early on, but I felt with the movement of Madrimov, he was kind of making the fight his own, using a very sort of amateurish style, just moving around, dancing, not staying still in one spot, just landing 1 or 2 shots and then moving on, circling Vergil Ortiz. And Vergil Ortiz was struggling in these rounds, just not in terms of getting beaten up, but just in terms of trying to get some time to hit your man, to kind of cornering Madrimov, putting him somewhere and then being able to hit him. I would say the early rounds that you did have a bit of a struggle on Ortiz's part, because he was trying to track Madrimov down. Madrimov wouldn't stand still in one spot for very long, and he was kind of having his way in those early rounds. But as the fight drew on, as it got to that crunch time, into those championship rounds, important rounds, that's where Vergil Ortiz took over, landing the more significant power shots, and that's where Madrimov, he had to slow down the movement. He couldn't move as much in those later rounds, and that's where Ortiz, he just piled on the pressure, piled on the combinations, and just began to take a sweep of most of those late rounds. And it reflected very well on the scorecards. I think it was 115, 113. He won by about a couple of rounds there, and yeah, it was a very deserving win of Vergil Ortiz, because he dealt with a Madrimov who's quite tricky, but he didn't get deterred, he didn't get discouraged by it. He just kept going, kept plugging forward, and eventually got things his own way, took over the fight, and he definitely did deserve that decision for me, because Madrimov, yes, was effective on the back foot, but not much in terms of punches landed. And then when the fight got into those latter stages, that crunch time, that's where Ortiz really showed him who the man is, who's the boss in this fight. So yeah, good performance by Vergil Ortiz. He showed aggression, but he also showed patience in this fight. He also showed that he can, go through losing some rounds and then get ready for that time when he's got to step it up. And when he's got to step it up, he steps it up and put his foot on the gas, and he wins. He grabs those rounds that he needs in the end. So yeah, very good performance by Vergil Ortiz. He just made Madrimov really just come off second best there. So yeah, he stays undefeated. Madrimov loses again after losing to Crawford. So yeah, that's a good fight, good performance. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time, MKO Boxing, over and out.